Okay, long day today, 4 matches, but Northwestern State punches a ticket to be in the semifinals, and Hannah Brister, after playing a long match and a long day, is gracious enough to sit down and chat. Thanks for the time, Hannah.
Yeah, no problem.
First thing I want to ask you is, where were you, and how did you find out about Player of the Year honors?
Actually, I was driving.
You were driving?
Yeah, I was driving, and my coach texted me. I looked down at my phone. I was like, okay. I put my phone down. I was like, okay, concentrate. And so I got home and was so excited. I told my parents and everyone, and then they finally posted it on the Southland page, and it was really cool.
So was all that still in Natchitoches before you guys got up here?
Yeah, that was Natchitoches on Wednesday.
Cool. Well, today during the broadcast I mentioned that you were able to get kills from all over the floor. I thought you had shots from all over the place today. What do you think's the key between an outside hitter, because you and I have talked before about that you moved back and forth between the right and left, and now home on this left. What's the difference between an outside hitter that tends to only get kills on the front row versus someone who can get kills from all over the floor?
I guess, like you said, just being versatile, but sometimes I like to think that I get more kills from the back row than I do in the front row, which I guess necessarily isn't a bad thing, but I don't know, I just think being a threat from all over the court is what's going to make you stand out. So.
How do you get better? Talk to our own Corinne Evans about this, but I want to get your feelings. How do you get better at that back row shot? I mean, when you're younger, you're trying to set to the net, and now when you're playing on the back row a little bit too, then it's like you've got to master that back row shot. How does an attacker get better from that deep off the net?
I guess just first of all working with your setters to figure out what set you actually like from back there, and then I guess really just for me it's like if I get a lot of momentum back there, and when I can get that jump from right behind the 10-foot line, and just that's when I have my most powerful kills from back there, and so I just think that.
What when you came into this year, I know you're somebody who drives yourself, to get better, looking to improve upon things a lot. Was there something during this off season that you thought, this is the one thing I really want to improve upon the most for 2019?
Yeah, it was my sharp cross shot, and it's now become one of my favorite shots to hit, and personally I think that I've done really well with it this past season, and now I'm trying to start working on my line shot again, because just back and forth, but yeah, my sharp cross shot would probably be my favorite one.
That versatility thing again. When you first came to Northwestern State, we kind of had, those of us that cover teams had to kind of get straight the actual place where you're from, Paincourtville, I think that's right. I think
yeah.
We kind of messed that up, or was it, isn't there another town, is it Napoleonville? Is that right?
Yeah,
Explain
Napoleonville is where I went to my high school.
Okay.
So Assumption High School is in Napoleonville, Louisiana, and then literally like 5 minutes up the bayou is where I live. It's called Paincourtville.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, we had to get that straight, I remember. But when you were trying to make the decision about where to go to college, was staying in Louisiana a really big thing for you, or was that just kind of the way it worked out? Were you recruited anywhere outside of Louisiana, or what did the proximity of staying in the state have to do with winding up at NSU?
Actually, so during the whole recruiting process, I made a little map and was like, I don't want to go further than so many hours or something, and just kind of made a little vicinity thing, and I was offered a couple from out of state, but I guess it was just in the cards to go to Northwestern, and in-state gets a lot of benefits and stuff too, so yeah.
I think once or twice I've seen something through the NSU athletic department about things going on back at your home high school, or you going back to visit. A lot's made about the differences between opportunities for club and high school ball in Louisiana versus maybe Texas, or some of the other Southland schools are. During the time that you've been in Natchitoches, have you noticed any change in terms of opportunities for gals in Louisiana to play?
Yes, actually, last year they started a club called Rocket Fuel Volleyball, and it was a great turnout with the amount of girls that we've had, and this year I actually get to coach with them.
Oh, cool.
So,
is that in your close to where you're from? Rocket Fuel?
No, it's out of Shreveport.
Out of Shreveport, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I played for Louisiana Volleyball out of Lafayette, so that was like what, 2 hours from
Right.
where I lived, so I had to travel a good bit to practices and stuff.
Let's get back to talking about this club now. Talk to me a little bit about the demeanor of Coach Kirikoff and what you like about his coaching style, or what you think's particularly effective for him. He's a very, I think, honest and open communicator, easy to approach about things, loves to talk volleyball. But as a player, what do you enjoy about working in his system?
I mean, from the beginning, it was just I liked how chill he was. I guess you'd say that's how I put the wording. But I guess just like you said, being easy to talk to, and seems like he always has the answers, you know. But it's just been so much fun, you know, getting to play under him and getting to learn so much from him.
What do you think is one of the biggest one or two things that specifically he's taught you while you've been at NSU?
Well, you know, to be offensive from, you know, all over the court, and just to really, you know, use those shots in any way that I can, and also my serve receive. We've been working on that a lot the past couple seasons, and I think that this year it's just really clicked for me, and that's all because of my coaches. So.
And I asked Abby Harry this of UCA, although her head coach, associate head coach, Marissa Collins, was a setter, and she's an outside. Stacy, being a hitter and being and playing there in Natchitoches, what have you taken from Stacy? Because she's been in your shoes.
Yeah, she's such a great, like, you know, motivational leader, and I just really think that having her on the sideline, you know, cheering and yelling and stuff like that is really good, because it kind of balances out Coach Sean. But I just think that, you know, getting to learn from her when she was in my shoes, you know, a couple years ago, it's just really good to get feedback from her. So
Today in the match, and this may get posted on Saturday morning, but tonight in this match, you went over 500 kills for the season. Only 7 NCAA players this year have done that. So when you hear stats like that, and for the broadcast, I had this whole list of things that you're in the top 20 in the nation for. How do you deal with that kind of comparison? How do you personally deal with that kind of attention? You'll get more of it now that you've won Player of the Year. How does your personality kind of blend with interview requests and media requests and people knowing your name?
In the beginning, it's just kind of like a shocker kind of thing, because, you know, I mean, obviously I have goals for myself, and I never would have thought that, you know, they'd be this big. But I guess for me, like, I was always taught to be extremely humble and just give it all the glory to God. And I just think that, you know, even though I got Player of the Year, it's like that's not going to change, and the glory still goes to him, and I'm thankful to be playing. So.
Awesome. Always good to have a conversation with another believer. Let's go through your seniors now a little bit. Courtney Seaton played a very good match tonight.
Yeah, she did really.
Talk to us a little bit about Courtney. I talked to Sean about Courtney off the court today. What have you seen in her through this year as a senior?
She's just been killing it, you know. Yeah. She has really stepped up into her role, and I just think that she's been a great leader for us, and I'm going to miss her so much. and I just feel like we've bonded over the past couple years that I've been here, and she's just so fun to be around. She's, the life of the team, as you'd say, but yeah, she's great.
And Kaman's only been with you guys for 2 years. You talked about your setters, Skylar and Kaman running this 6-2 offense for you guys. Has Kaman become part of that unit too in a quick time here, only 2 years in Natchitoches?
Yeah, so Kaman's another one of those life of the party people.
Yeah,
she fit right in, and we like to always, bring in our teammates with open arms, and we're just so thankful that she picked NSU and that she, is our center, because she's great.
Got to talk to Alexis after the match there in the Ferris Center. Of course, watched her a very long time, had lots of conversations about Warren around the league in the 4 years she's been in Natchitoches. I thought that she played a very resilient match. I thought it was the kind of match that she's evolved to be able to play, and by that I mean still be able to contribute in between making errors. Today she struggled to get connected consistently, but still found a way when you needed her to play, to continue to play and not get down when she missed.
Yeah, so talking about her as a person, we just bonded so much the past couple years. We've gone on spring breaks together, mission trips, stuff like that, and we've just gotten really close, and I just am thankful for our friendship, and just getting to play alongside her, and even when I was on the right side, getting to practice as an outside with her was amazing, and she's just such a great all-around player, and just, is always so humble and never gives up, so.
And last, I remember when I started the season and was looking at all the rosters, Channing Burleson had been the libero for you guys for a while. I looked down and I saw the name Megan Lohmiller. I'm like, Megan Lohmiller is still there? I mean, Lohmiller is one of these players that has just always been there. And it's been cool for me to see her kind of step into the jersey and shine. 4-time Player of the Week honors. Really waited her time out, I think, at NSU to earn the chance to be the libero. She's been some heart and soul for you guys too this year, huh?
Yeah, she definitely deserves all the credit. Sometimes liberos don't get as much credit or as they should, but she really deserves all of it, and she just has so much heart, and she loves her teammates, every single one of them, and I have no idea where we'd be right now if we didn't have her, and I just feel like she is a huge asset to the team, and she stepped up to that role really well. So.
All right, last question in prep for Sam Houston. You've played him twice. You played him in your first conference match, so that's a long time ago. But then you played him. Does your arm hurt when I mention Sam Houston? So I think you know what I'm talking about. 87 swings Hannah took against. That's the tops in the Southland this year. I saw that box score and I went 87 swings. So tough to beat people 3 times, but they've beaten you twice. What's your kind of breakdown about Sam Houston and what you guys got to do to advance to the final tomorrow?
Going back on the 87 swings, honestly after the match, it didn't even feel like.
Oh man! Like I wanted to ice whenever I wanted to ice when I first saw the box score.
It was just like, I guess the adrenaline. It was so numb. I just didn't really feel it. But I guess just keeping that mindset that Sam's gonna get their ups and they're gonna get their kills, but we're gonna get ours too. We're gonna get more of them, and we just have to stay consistent on our side and stay composed. And I think that we're gonna come out with a win tomorrow.
Hannah Brister will go for a championship match tomorrow at noon against Sam Houston. SFA at 2:30 will take on Corpus Christi, who made quick work of host UCA. Hannah, thanks for the time. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.